Hey, what's going on? What's going on? You already know it's Carolina Cousin Right Way J, man. Hope all is well out there. Yes, indeed, man. And hey, listen, y'all ever notice how a lot of rappers, arguably a majority, but let's just say a lot of rappers, they typically pull from the same four subjects: sex, drugs, money, violence. Now, why would they pull from this playbook? Well, it's very simple. First of all, these are the four easiest things to talk about, especially the people who are in poverty-stricken situations. You don't have a lot of money and you desire that money. So when you hear people talking about, yo, I'm getting money over here, I'm getting money doing this or whatever, they tend to follow that. Now, in the course of following somebody talking about getting money, first of all, you're just talking about getting the money, and it's either getting the money through some type of illegal means. And hey, do what you do. I ain't against you. Do what you do. Only thing I'm saying is, if you're going to press the line on that, the people who are listening to that understand what comes along with that, which I hope you do, which I'm sure you do because you've seen it time and time again. Now, if you're talking about just straight up getting money, so there's nothing about saving, there's nothing about building, there's nothing about, hey man, let me make sure I got some money on the side so I can get me a house or get my credit together, etc. Just things that as you start to develop more in life that you know that you need. Now, in the course of, again, getting this money through illegal means, more than likely there's some type of drug selling, drug using. And let me stick with the drug selling part because the drug using goes deeper. All right, so you're gonna sell whatever drugs, or you're gonna commit some type of violent act to get to the money. Now, in the course of selling these drugs again and committing these violent acts, now a number of people start to use the drugs to numb themselves from what they're doing because they know what they're doing is wrong, but using the drugs numbs them so they don't feel as bad about doing it. So that sends them even down a further road to destruction. And then you got the sex part. An overindulgence in sex definitely leads to a major downfall, especially particularly with men. It leads to a downfall with women too, but I'm a guy, so I'm speaking from the male's perspective. When we start to overindulge ourselves in sex, what tends to happen is that we lead to STDs, we lead to unwanted baby mamas, which leads to a lot of drama and things that just completely steers us off course. And also in the course of listening to the music that promotes sex, drugs, violence, and murder. You know what else that does? That puts more money in the pockets of the police, of the prisons, of the lawyers, of the courts. So many people benefit from people who listen to said music and actually doing what is being said in the music. And the artists that make the music will more than likely say, hey, it's only entertainment. You don't have to follow me. I mean, there are people who make violent movies. Just because they make violent movies don't mean you have to go out there and commit those violent acts because of what you saw on the screen. And you're right, you don't. Just like when you listen to music, you're right. You don't have to commit the violent acts that's in the music. However, when you put that out there and there's nothing to balance it, even you would understand that after a certain time, if you're repeating a message over and over and over and over and over again, eventually you start to program that individual into whatever you're telling them. But because from the artist's perspective, hey, they are not related to me. They are not connected to me. They are just people who listen to me. They have free will. They're not my responsibility. Yes and no. On the surface level, they are not your responsibility. On a deeper level, they are because they are attracted to you and what you're telling them. So if you're going to tell them about, and I get it. Like, hey man, I'm just talking about my life. I'm just talking about what happened. And there are some artists who are talking about what happened in their lives, and then there's artists who are just straight up lying. but they see a way they can get some money from lying. But I'm not going to go into that side of it. I'm going to just stick with the part. I'm going to stick with what I'm sticking with right now. To the listeners, you have to be able to decide on what's reality and what's fake. You have to decide what is real for you and what is not real for you. You have to be able to decide what is beneficial to you and what is not beneficial to you. The only thing the artists are gonna do is they're gonna put the music out there. I mean, they're gonna put the food on the table. You don't have to eat the food. And if you don't eat the food, well, guess what? They got to take the food off the table and they got to bring out something else because you're not eating the food on the table anymore. So, in closing, I want to say this. To the artists, I get it. You're talking about what you want to talk about. It's freedom of speech, and you feel that you should be able to say what you want and do what you want. We live in a land where you're able to talk about whatever you want to talk about. That's cool. But when the art starts to imitate life to a point where there are people who hear what you say and act upon what you do to their own detriment, you have to ask yourself, am I really a benefit to society? And if I am, which society am I a benefit to? To the listeners, you have a right to listen to the music, not listen to the music. You have a right to act upon the music or not act upon the music. But whatever you decide to do, ask yourselves, is this beneficial to me in the long run? To the artists, stop pulling from the same playbook. Again, sex, drugs, money, violence. There's only so many ways you can flip that. There's only so many ways you can flip that. It's okay to expand your mind and talk about different subjects. It's okay. You're not going to die. I promise you. If you talk about something outside those four, you're not going to die. You don't believe me? Try it. Just try it out. See what happens. You'd be amazed what people would actually listen to if you actually put it in front of them. But I'm going to go ahead and end this right here because I feel like I'm starting to ramble a little bit. But y'all let me know what y'all think. And I'm going to get with y'all later. It's your Carolina cousin, Right Way Jay. And I'm going to holler at you later.